Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Pansuchanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the destroyer of the demons, Kamsa and Chanura, the dear darling of Mother Devaki, and the Guru of the entire universe. We salute Bhagavan Sri Krishna again and again. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, book number 8. We start chapter 12. The last time we read chapter 11 ended with this, that the king, the Lord Narayana, he saw that the whole tribe of the Asuras was about to perish. Brahma then thought, how the creation will continue. There should be some good people, some bad people. Probably that. And he then engaged sage Narada to intervene in the war. And they sent him, Narada then went to stop this war. When the power of the Narayan, all the gods got this enormous energy to destroy the demons, and the demons, all the asuras were all almost destroyed. So that time, Brahma made this plan and sent sage Narada to intervene, so that he goes and talks to the devas to intervene and stop the war. So that so Narada said, verse number last few verses, Narada said, by depending on the protective arm of the Narayana, you have all got the nectar, Amrita. And by the generous glance of Lord Srihari, you have been blessed with plenty and prosperity. Now stop the battle, because you have won the ground and you are back to your kingdom. So you please stop and go back to your own abode. Then Sukadev concluded the last chapter, 11th chapter of the book 8, that honoring the words of the Rishi, the Devas control their anger. And then they stopped the battle. To the accompaniment of the panegyric sung by the camp followers, all the Devas returned to their heavenly abode. And with the permission of Narada, the remaining Asuras, they went to their western mountain of sunset. So they went back to their places where they normally live, carrying them with a Bali, and Bali was almost in a precarious condition from the impact of the thunderbolt weapon. So then all the Asuras whose bodies has not lost the heads and limbs, bodies had not lost the heads and limbs, and those bodies which has head and limb close by, then they revived by Acharya Sukra, who has the knowledge and the art of surgery and stitching and refixing. So he fixed their head as the body, and touched by Shukra, Bali, who was stupefied under the arrows of the thunderbolt of Indra. So he got back to his power of the senses and back to the memory. So though defeated, he did not grieve, because as he is a philosopher, knowing that evanescent nature of the world and the life in it. So Bali was not ordinary, so he was a philosopher at the same time, though he is born in a Asura's family. But when he got back to his senses, though he was defeated, but he was not grieved because he thought he knows this philosophy that in life there is a success and failure. Both are evanescent, both are temporary. So that is the way we ended the verse and the last verse of the book number 8, chapter 11. Now today we start chapter number 12. Book 8, chapter 12, and we start. Now, see Badarani Ruvacha, that is the starting. And here, Shiva's curiosity about Mohini. To this chapter will talk about how Shiva went to Lord Narayana and he was charmed to hear about that God took the form of a woman uh, deity, who is a charming, her name was Mohini. Mohini means Moha, who creates Moha. Moha means delusion. And so Sukadev said in this new chapter that Vrishadhaja, the Parameshwar, who has bull as his vehicle, Vrishadhaja, heard that assuming the form of a woman, Mahavishnu deluded all the asuras and helped the gods, the devas, to consume Amrita. So, what is peculiar, what a magical incident that without doing anything, creating a Maya body of a Mohini, one woman, bright, wonderful looking lady, uh, and being attracted to that lady, how the Asuras got infatuated and they lost the game. So it is very surprising. So Lord Shiva, he heard this that Lord Narayana has assuming the form of a woman, Mahavishnu deluded the Asuras and as a result helped the Devas to consume Amrita. So their attention was diverted and the Asuras was absorbed in the Mohini and the Devas stole that nectar from the Asuras. So desirous of meeting him means Narayana, the Lord Shiva started on his bull to the spot where Maha Madhusudana was. Here in this book we will see Lord Vishnu is the top, Mahavishnu is the top, Brahma is under, and Brahma has less power. Mahavishnu is the ultimate power, and because it is a text of bhakti, text of Vishnu centering around Narayana. So we'll see that Shiva is inferior, as if he has some lack of knowledge, or he wants to go to Narayana to ask something, pray something, praise something, so that he becomes pleased and confer whatever the Shiva will be asking from Vishnu. So we find he was accompanied by the Devi and surrounded by his retinue of goblins. So where Shiva going, who accompanied Mother uh, Parvati. So Shiva Parvati. Say, so both of them went together, and which is associates. And what they associate, the goblins, ghosts and goblins. So all went to the abode of Lord Mahavishnu or Madhusudana. Now, Bhava along with Uma was warmly welcome. Bhava means Shiva. Third verse. Shiva, when they went to the abode of Narayana, so he and his wife, means Uma, Mother Uma, they're warmly welcomed and worshipped by the Lord. Narayana gave proper respect to Lord Shiva and worshipped him and was seated on a worthy seat. So they are given the good seats to sit in front of Narayana. Parameshwara also honored him in return. Parameshwara means here Shiva. Shiva also offered great honor in return and then addressed Hari. Shiva then asked Lord Hari Narayana with a smile, expressive of wonder. So what he said, now Lord Shiva with a smiling face, expressing some wonder, is asking Mahadeva is asking to Narayana or Hari or Krishna, Madhusudana. These are all different names of Lord Vishnu. Now, Shiva started praising the Lord Narayana. You see that wherever we read the praise of any god and goddess, that's why Vedanta student does not find any confusion. They are worshipping only one absolute truth. When Shiva will talk about highly about Narayana, Narayana, you are Brahman, you are absolute, you are this, you are that, you have with your Maya, you have taken the responsibility of the whole world. So, like that. So, here we get on, should not be surprised. The language is how it, the same language, it goes when Shiva is praising Narayana, Narayana is praising Shiva. This any holy man is praying to God in whatever aspect. Mother, you are this, you are this, you are this. So I find all the prayers are centered around the same Vedantic philosophy. So we'll hear what in this Bhagavata, this verse number 4, where Lord Shiva is praying to Narayana, saying, O Lord of all Devas, you are the God and all God of all gods, you are the Lord of all Narayans, Devas. You all pervading being. See, you all pervading being. You are the Lord of all and the world embodied. This is the verse number 4. Deva Deva, Jagadvyapi, Jagadisha, Jaganmaya, Sarvesham api bhavanam, Tam Atma Heturishwari. You are the Atma, the source and the soul of all beings as their controller. So you are controlling every heart. You are the controller of the entire universe. You are the creator. You are the source. Source means you are the origin. You are the soul of all beings. How? As their controllers. Controlling Heturishwara. Tamatma Sarvesham Bhavanam Tamatma. You are the Atma or the soul or the source of all beings as their controller. Now, he who is the origin, the middle, and the finite of this manifested universe, he who is the origin, who is the origin? You are the origin. You are in the middle, and you are the final of the manifested universe. This universe, you are in the origin of the universe, you are in the middle of the universe, you are the end of the universe. He who is also the changeless being, to whom such states as origination, continuation, and end are inapplicable. You are not bound. Adi anta vassa janmadha idam annad aham buhi. So you are in the middle, you are in the beginning, you are in the end, and you who is also the changeless absolute. Vishokam anandamatram avikaram anannam. Wonderful descriptions what we always put for God, the absolute. So he who is the origin, that means you are the origin, you are in the middle and the final of the manifested universe. He who is also the changeless, being the creator, origination and progressing to final, dissolution. You are the changeless being. You are the He who is also the changeless being, to whom such states as origination, continuation, and end are inapplicable. He who is both the subject and the object of this, both the enjoyer and the enjoyed, that Brahman, the truth, the pure consciousness. So you are everything. So, what language is this? It is all praising the non-dual state, as also when looking at the world is saying it is the beginning, end, and middle of everything. You are everything. The sages who have no desire for enjoyment and care only for liberation, abandoning attachment for everything in this world and in hereafter, they devote themselves to the contemplation of your feet. So you are the absolute. So those, you are everything, you are in the heart of all, you are controlling everyone, and you are the source, you are the reality upon which all the holy people, sages, and saints, they meditate upon your feet. 7 verse. You are the full, that means you are infinite. You are the full. The immortal, you are the immaterial, you are sorrowless and the changeless. Being you, being, you are the changeless being. Thou art pure bliss, you are bliss, pure bliss. The being that is all inclusive yet transcendent. You, thou, though art thus absolute, you are again all so rational, relational. You are in the relation of cause and effect. But the cause of the universe, that in which it arises, you are the cause of everything from which it arises, subsists and dissolves, the soul of all beings, and you are the Lord. All beings depend on you. Be thou on none. You don't depend on anybody, but everything depends on you. You are the source of everything. You are the non-relational. At the same time, all relation is you. You are the one without a second. 8th verse. You are the one. Ekastamevo sadasatayam advayam chaswarnam swargam krito kritam niveho nabustu bhedaha. You are the one without a second. You are manifesting at the same time as the world of cause and effect, and remaining as the non-dual, unrelated substance. So it is like the one gold manifesting as various objects made of it. So one gold, you are the only one reality, as one gold is made to ring a bracelet or different ornaments. So you are like that one reality, and it is manifested in so many ways, and as their cause and substance as gold. There is no difference as far as the causal substance is concerned in both its conditions. So, what is in the cause? You are in the cause of everything. You are in the effect, everything. That means in this world also, you see the same reality. Same reality in the cause. So, you are the cause of the universe. And when you see the manifestation, you are the manifestation of the universe also. It is due to the ignorance that people speak of the substance and the forms taken shape from it is different. They say that Jagat and Brahman are separate. This is ignorant people's talk. We see this world, we see God itself. There is nothing but God. Swami Vivekananda said, no. Before seeing the table, you see God first and see the table. So whatever we see in the world, it is only God and God and God. Difference is only name and form. So, in the same way, the duality attributed to you, who are really without any limitation. he knew there is no limitation. But yet, people think that you attribute their uh, duality upon you, who is really without any attribute or without limitation. That is why they do that. It is due to the ignorance born of the play of gunas. These are beautiful tattva. It is a Vedantic principle. That means sarvam khulu idam Brahman. Whatever you see, it is all Brahman. That means here is a full knowledge, transcendental knowledge and immanent, knowledge of the immanent and transcendental. Two things are not separate. So this is the things to be understand when you're reading a Bhagavat. Bhagavat is such a book. It is called the Bhakti book. But when it goes to this type of truth, Mahadeva's prayer, this is to remember that we are reading what Mahadev prayed to Lord Narayana. It matters little. If Mahadev prays to Narayana or I pray to God Narayana, what is Narayana real form? As if it is the biography of Ramakrishna. If we see Ramakrishna, we should have to praise this way. If we put the word, this praise was given by Lord Shiva to Ramakrishna, it will not differ anyway. The same principle. So if it's Sanskrit, if we go very deep, if each word can take a long time to absorb, and these are the objects of meditation. This is wonderful verses given to understand the real nature of Brahman. Real nature of Brahman is transcendental and beyond all control. At the same time, everything immanent, that is the Lord. So that is the verse number 8. So let me read this, at least it is very beautiful Sanskrit. It says that Deva Deva, He Deva Deva, you are the God of gods, Jagat Vyapi, you are spread all over the world. Jagadisha, at the same time, you are the Lord of the world. You are also Jaganmaya, you have become the world as it were. Every bit of this world is you. Sarvesham vi bhavanam, all the people in the world created here. Tamatma, you are the Atma, you are the control. How? Hetu Rishwari, you are the cause. And you are, as a controller, as a creator, you are the controlling everything. Adi Antavavasya, the beginning and end of it. Janmaddam Idam Anyad Ahang Bahi, as we see internal, outside, etc. It is, you are all, Jatu Abhaya Asya, from which this abstract thing came out. No etani tat satyam, that those objects as ultimately satyam, the truth, Brahma, yeah, that absolute Brahman, and that is Chit, it is the consciousness. You are that everything. Tabaiva charanam bhojam shreyas kama nirashisha. Nirashisha, those who don't eat anything or fast, that means who get totally concentrated in you. Shreyas kama, those who want the spiritual good of each one, they meditate on charanam bhojam taboevo. They only meditate upon your feet. Sangang munaya. They are munis, the sages. Tang Brahma, you are that Brahman. Purnam, you are the infinite, full. Amritam, you are the birthless, deathless nectar, no Amrita. Bigunam, beyond all gunas. Bishokam, beyond all bereavement. Anandam, you are the absolute Ananda, infinite Ananda, Ananda Matram. You are only Ananda. Bikaram, Annad, Annam. And also Bikar, what we see, that it is separate, separate. There is no separation. You are in everywhere. You are as Ananda. Vishwasya Hetu. You are the cause of this world. Hridaya Sthiti. You stay in the heart. Asangyamananam. In the heart of the yogis who have controlled their senses and meditate on Ishvara. Tam Ishvarascha tat tadapeksha tayan apeksha. Uh, so where what is to be apeksha means which we are waiting for and which is free, that which is in the bond and which is in the free, everything is you. Then 8th verse, Ekas Tameva, you are only one. Sat Asat Dayam, you are Sat, you are as existence, you are as non existence. Advayam, you are one without a second. Cha Swarnam Kritat Kritami Veho Navastu Veda, you are like one, as in the golden ornaments, gold remaining the one, though there is Vastu Veda, the shape and size are different in the ornaments. Similarly, the world having different shape and size and name and form, but you permeate everywhere. Agyanatostai, because of the Agyana, ignorance, Janoir Bihita, Janoi, human being, Abhihita. Abhihita means he does not know this. Agyana, because of the Agyana, the people don't understand this. Vikalpa jasmat gunoir vyakti betirikta. You are beyond gunas. Nirupadhing. You are no upadhi. You have no limitation. Say only people in ignorance think that you are so. And 8 verses. Twang Brahma Kechid Kechid Avayat Kechid Bodayanti Uta. Some say, Kechid, some people say that Tvam Brahma, you are Brahman. Dharma eke param sad asato purusham paresham. Some people, you are the same without a second, manifested at the same time as the world of cause and effect, remaining as the non-dual, unrelated substance. It is like the one gold manifesting as various objects made in it, and as their cause, the substance gold. There is no difference as far as the causal substance is concerned in both conditions. So, people on the ignorance born, they see the gunas. In this, the duality attributed to God, you Narayana, we attribute duality, O Ramakrishna, we attribute duality to you, who are really without any limitation. Why then we do that? Is due to ignorance, which is born of the play of the gunas. Or ignorance, we are in ignorance, we say like that. Now, you are what you are. See, this is the one of the beautiful verse I see, that Twang Brahma Kechit Vadanti. Vedantis tell that you are Brahman, all inclusive, all inclusive absolute being. Mimamsakas, they call you as Dharma. The Sankhya philosophers look upon you as the supreme being who transcends the Prakriti and Purusha. Twang Brahma, Kechid Avayanti Uta, a Kechid Badanti Uta, Dharmam. Dharma, who says you are Dharma? The Sankhya, Mimamsakas called Dharma. Eke Parang Sadasata Purusham Paresham. Some say, some describe you like the path of Sankhya philosophers, look upon you as the supreme being. They are transcending dharma, adharma, they are Purusha and Prakriti, transcending. Pancharatri followers of that philosophy, they call you as the Purushottamam, the transcendent divine person with having 9 powers. So that is Pancharatri for philosophers. And the yogis look upon you as the great Purusha eternally free and independent. So yogis say. So Vedantins look at upon you as Brahman, all-inclusive being. The Mimamsaka philosophers, they look upon you, same you, as Dharma. The Sankhya philosophers, they look upon the you as the supreme being, transcending the Prakriti and Purusha. So you are beyond Purusha, beyond Prakriti. Sankhya shows that you are neither Prakriti, neither Purusha. Separation. And the Pancharatri people, followers of them, they call you as Purushottama, and the transcendent divine person who has the nine powers. And the yogins look upon you as the great Purusha, who is eternally free and independent. Onne avayanti navashakti jutam. The nine Pancharatris people, they say God is endowed with nine powers. Param. Twang Keshin Mahapurusham Abhayam Atma Tantram. The yogis look upon you as the great Purusha, eternally free and independent. Verse number 10. Neither I nor Brahma, nor the Sattva born sage like Marichi, who are all under the spell of your Maya, are able to know much even about your creation. So, Lord, O Narayana, O Krishna, O Madhusudana, O Hari, neither I, Shiva, know anything about you, nor the Brahma knows anything of it, nor the Sattvavan says like Marichi and other sages, who all are being created by you. We are all under the spell of your Maya. We are not able to know much even about your creation. We do not know who are you, and we are all Nahang Pararjurishaya Pararjurishaya Na Marichi Mukha Jananti Jadrachitam Khulu Satta Sarga Janmaya. This is all your Maya. Bhushita Jetasa Isha Daitam Martadayo Kibuto Shashat Avadravritta. So neither I nor Brahma nor Sattvavan says like Marichi, they were all under the spell of your Maya, are able to know much even about your creation. What the question of you? Your creation, we look at the creation, we do not understand anything. There is no need then to speak about the state of Asura and men who are given to impure ways of life. So, what to say that you have deluded the men and women and gods and demons, all these thoughts of lust, greed, etc., the impure way of life. 11 verse. Only you being pure intelligence and the soul of all, you are endowed with the knowledge of your own work of creation for preservation and dissolution of the world. So you only know your creation, eh? So what is the glory of your own? You are Sattam Samihitam Madaha Sthiti Jagan Janmunasham. Your existence, birth, existence, and destruction. You know only. Bhute hitam jagato bhavabandha moksho. How to get out of the bondage, enter into bondage and get out of it, you only know. Preservation and dissolution of the world and the working of the creatures and the problems of their bondage and liberation. Why? Because you are just as air. For just as the air has entered into all moving and unmoving bodies and into all space, even so, you are indwelling everything as the all pervading spirit. So you have entered into everything. So we are all deluded under you. So you know only why you have created and what is the cause and how one can get liberated. So, Lord, You are the creator, sustainer, destroyer. At the same time, you have you have entered into the heart of all, like wind. The air is permeated everywhere. 12 and 13. I have had occasion to see many incarnations of your. Shiva is saying, O Narayana, I saw many incarnations of yours before, in which you did manifest assuming qualities like love of devotees. No, you have appeared into the world with many such characteristics and taking divine form. But now I wish, I have heard just now, that you took a Mohini form and then deluded the Asuras. So I want to know that. But now I wish to see you in that womanly form with which you did charm the Asuras and enable the Devas to consume the Amrita. So, to delude the demons or Asuras, how to get that nectar should go to the gods, you created this trick. And how you did it? You did it only by creating a Mohini form, a form of a woman. And you appeared as that woman. It is not ordinary woman. I wish to see thee in that womanly form with which you did charm the Asuras and enable the Devas to consume the Amrita. I have a great desire to see that, and I have come here for the purpose. So Lord Shiva here coming to Lord Narayana and saying, hey, you are so great uh, that you have taken the form of Mohini. I want to see that Mohini. How was that? All the Asuras got distracted, and you appeared in this form of a woman body. That is the Shiva's prayer is over now, and Shiva is praying, and Shiva went. Yes, Shiva went to the Devaloka, Vishnu Loka, and there we heard that just we read at the beginning that Shiva went with his companion Mother Uma and together and went reached there and praised the Lord Narayana. Narayana respectfully welcomed him, and Shiva also was very respectful. And Shiva ultimately said all these prayers, you are infinite, you are Brahman, you are the cause of the universe, everything we see, it is you, it is beyond the creation. Again, you are in the creation, you are in the heart of all, you are the driving force of all. All this prayer from verse number 1 to verse number 4 to this up to this point at 11, 12, 13 verse we have read. These are the praising the Lord Narayana, and this is actually can be applied for Krishna, Rama, Krishna, and all these incarnations. And you find that yes, Swamiji described Ramakrishna in that manner. The Upanishads talk about Brahman the same manner. So these is all incarnations are nothing but their Bhagavan himself. How and what is the power? Who is Bhagavan? He is the actually transcendental infinite. So now this is the Shiva now coming to the practical question. After praising so much, he said, I'll be very glad if you can show me that divine form of a woman form which you took, and that become the success point for the gods to get the Amrita, the nectar pot, and it has been taken to the gods, and the Asuras didn't get the share of it, and because they are charmed by the presence of that Mohini Devi, who you became the Mohini. Now, please, please, please show me. That is the prayer of Shiva. What a prayer! Very difficult to understand all these things. Meaning, their meaning is that the God becomes everything, but God becomes also delusive. God becomes also releasing. But the Asura mind, when the mind is polluted, the same divine entity takes us to the worldliness and Kama Kanchan. And when mind becomes pure, the same mind sees in the mother, the divine mother, and her presence and welcome. So it is the same reality, but it is only appearing according to the condition of the mind. Asura mind will look at the lustfully, and Shura mind will think something else. So this is the probably the significance. And to demonstrate, and also we'll read here the how Shiva got infatuated with that Mohini. And so all this description, I'll not read everything. You can read who are interested, but I'll run over the verses, just reading quickly, because not to get into those. So now Sri Shukadeva said, when Shiva prayed like that, Shukadeva said, on being so requested, verse number 14 on page 346, on being so requested by the trident armed Parameshwara, that means Trishuladhari, that Shiva, the Supreme Lord, here Brahma is under Narayana, Supreme Lord is Mahavishnu, he is the Hari, he is the Krishna. That's why Hare Krishna people, when they read this book, they say that Krishna or Narayana is above every book, every god and goddesses. Even Shiva is under Krishna. Brahma is under Krishna. They're small gods, they're demigods. But anyhow, we as a Vedanta student, we appreciate everything. But this is we have to take the essence of it, that it is when we praise anyone, everyone is Brahman. If you are Brahman, I am Brahman. What no? Why not? Brahma is Brahman in its real nature. Manifestation is in a greater degree. Now the Sukadev said, on being so requested by the trident armed Parameshwara, Lord Shiva, Supreme Lord, Mahavishnu replied with a deeply meaningful smile to the Lord of Mountains. The worship. So the Lord of Mountain is Shiva, Kailasa. Same. He then, with the request, Lord Mahavishnu said this. What he said? The worshipful Lord, meaning Narayana, said, 15 verse. When the pot of Amrita was lost, I had to help the gods, devas, suras, to get it back by exciting the asuras into a mood of delusion. So I created, Narayan said, I created delusion out of love for the gods, for their protection. And of the greatest of divinities, O Shiva, I shall show you that form which has excited sex passions in people, all the asuras, and commanded the respect of those who are inclined in this direction. So, at the same time, respect and awe and the passion has generated. So, I created that by my Maya. The word is I created by my Maya. Now, Shishukadeva said, 17th verse, saying this much, the Lord suddenly disappeared, and Parameshwara, means Lord Shiva, stood there in the same spot with Uma, Mother Parvati, casting his glances in 4 directions. So suddenly Narayana disappeared, and Mother Parvati was there standing, and all his companions are there. And what suddenly happened? 18th verse. Presently, Shiva, the Lord Shiva, saw before him a garden full of trees in blossom, with shoots of tender leaves of pink color. And in the midst of it, an attractive lady playing ball. She had the noble appearance of a high-born lady, was dressed in silk, had a golden girdle round her waist, As she took each step with her tender legs while pursuing the up and down movements of the ball, now stooping, now lifting up her body, it appeared that her slender middle region would break under the weight of her tremulous breasts and the precious pearl necklace on her neck. The pupil of her long and quivering eyes moved excitedly and fast in the pursuit of the unpredictable ball straying in different directions, and the beauty of her face was enhanced by her bluish curls and by the luminous reflection of her ear pendant on her smooth cheeks. The inherent charm she displayed as she held her losing cloth and braids with her handsome left hand while striking the ball with her other was sufficient to blind the whole world with excitement. So, this is a Maya. Suppose I am now sitting, if I put a 3D glass and some movie starts, then what will happen? I'll suddenly see all around me in reality a tiger running, elephant uh, chasing, all these things I can see, but it's all created by the with the 3D glass. Or nowadays, so many things are coming. So we need not have to understand very study very deeply, excepting knowing that it is creation of which is non-existence. It can be created even by the modern science. And what the issue of Lord Narayana to play that fun. And this described that Narayana appeared and he took the form of a Mohini and that lady, and her description has been given. Now, Shiva got infatuated. That's the point. Uh, that's the Maya. Ramakrishna said, if you come under the in a samsara, you would live in a uh, room which is having soot. Your body, your cloth will get smeared with the soot. So কাজলের ঘরে থাকলে গায়ে কাজল লাগবে. So now Brahma he came and he is praying to see the Mahamohini form, and Narayana now became the Mohini and started playing like that. Shiva now got, seeing that lady, she got infatuated. So this is described 20 to 36 verses. So I should not read much. What is the description? Meaningless. Anyhow, to just to reading, running over the translation. Page number 347, verse 22. That divinity was completely carried away as the damsel cast at him a glance accompanied by a smile, soft yet clearly visible. So that divinity of Lord Shiva, what he has always, he's the master of all control, completely carried away by the cast at him, the glance of accompanied by the bashful smile, soft yet clearly visible on being watched, while at her game of ball. So while she's playing the ball, and she will look at that, and he got infatuated, agitated in the mind by the woman's sidelong glance and his own returned look at her. He forgot himself. He forgot himself. Shiva forgot himself, forgot his consort, standing by, and his followers, the goblins. He forgot everything, and he was so charmed with the Maya created by that. Now the ball sped away to some distance from her hand, and as she was following it, the wind, it seems, carried away her light wearing cloth along with the decorative girdles she had over it, thus exposing her to the view of Sri Rudra. Seeing her attractive glances and enchanting beauty, Sri Rudra is said to have gazed at her with extreme longing, especially seeing that she was requiting his attention. his discriminative power, she was discriminative power, plundered by her, and her sex passion distressingly stimulated, he ran shamelessly towards that charming damsel in spite of his consort, Uma, watching her. Seeing is approaching, etc., etc. So those descriptions are there. And O king, wherever on the earth, then Shiva become infatuated with that, seeing that girl, and lost her all understanding about her own spiritual nature. Shiva was not at all struck with wonder at the unusual event, how he got lost into the love of that lady, for he well understood the unique power of Mahavishnu, the soul of the world, and that of his own in relation to him. How he, the Lord, is the director and himself only directed. He understood that Shiva is only a power. He is an instrument in the hand of Creator God. That is Lord Narayana. 36 verse, I skipped some reading. It says that is the teaching. Uh, that is the teaching that Shiva was not at all struck with wonder at the unusual event of his behavior, what happened, and how he lost his all awareness of the control, and for which he is so much known, Kama Deva. He destroyed the Kama Deva. But he himself, seeing this Mohini form, got lost, showing that he was not at all struck with, he was not struck with wonder, because he knew that, he well understood. Why? He understood this much, that the unique power of Mahavishnu, the soul of the world, Mahavishnu is the soul of the world, and that of his own in relation to him. What is the relation between the Lord Vishnu and Shiva? Lord Vishnu is the director and Shiva is directed. That means Ami Jantra, Tumi Jantri. I am the machine, operator is Lord Narayana. Shiva is felt and clearly this idea. Tam Abhi Aviklavam Abridam Malaksha Madhusudana Uvacha Parama Priti Bibhrat Strang Paurishinnotanum. This verse number 36. Yeah. Uh, uh, so he forgot himself and he acted like that, seeing that we are all under the spell of the Maya. So we will be in Maya. Even Lord Shiva gets deluded like that, which is created by the delusive power of the Shakti. Now 37 verse.
Is it similar like that Narud আর বলছেন তোমার ভুবন মোহিনী মায়া দেখার?
Seeing Shiva serene, 37 verse. Seeing Shiva serene, free from any shock of sin, Mahavishnu, who now assumed his real form, was very much pleased and spoke to him. So all these things happened. Whatever happened, the lustful movement, infatuated with the lady, and he was excited. And even then, he was so much calm and serene, because this body is an instrument, Lord's instrument. So that means the body acted, but he didn't participate in his heart and soul. So that separation was there with the Shiva. That power was there, which is not with any other person. The Asuras cannot do that. An Asura's body goes to the body mind limit and they get overwhelmed. But Shiva, Mahadeva, was so serene. After all this episode happened, so much running after the woman and trying to catch her and to embrace her and all these things. And he even had those experiences, but he was calm and serene. He was free from any shock of sin. There is no idea that he has committed any sinful act. Mahavishnu then, who now assumed his real form, is very much pleased and spoke in praise of the Lord Shiva. The Mahavishnu said, verse number 38, O great divinity and my dear friend, it is a very fortunate circumstances that in spite of being completely infatuated by my deluding power in the form of a charming damsel, you have by your own discrimination been able to overcome it and recover your natural state of desirelessness. So you remain the same desireless, though you wanted to see my um, and it is um, overcome it and recover in natural state means as if nothing has happened. So Shiva is undisturbed by these changes, though momentarily it acted, his body mind acted like that. So Shiva is Narayan is praising Shiva. You, except you, there is any other among those of subdued senses of that can, after having once come under the spell, overcome my Maya, which generates various passions like desire, anger, greed, etc. So my Maya is this entire universe. And that's why one question has come, Tapasyanandaji's translation. What I am reading now is a Bhagavatam, is a mixture of jnana and bhakti. It is not Tapasyanandaji's credit. It is the main verses mean like that. We explain twistedly, it's all devotion, all devotion. What is the devotion? Just to read all the praise of Lord Shiva to Narayana. Is it dual? It is bhakti. It is extreme Vedantic knowledge as necessary. He's talking about. So it is a mixture, Jnana Mishra. That's why this book is to be read from with open mind. Then what Tapasyanandaji has tried to read, it is a translation. He has not added his own flavor. That's why you find that, and you can read independently. You will find that it is really Jnana Mishra. It is nothing limit. Bhakti cannot be bhakti unless there is Jnana, and Jnanam cannot be Jnanam if there is no bhakti. So they are complemented to each other. Now, who except you, O Shiva, is there among those of subdued senses that can, after having once come under its spell, can overcome my Maya, which generates varied passions and like desire, anger, greed, etc. in the heart. This Maya of mine constituted of the three gunas, which I, as Purusha, as him partially under the stimulation of time, shall never more overpower you. So we'll say, Narayan said, this Maya of mine, which is constituted of three gunas, Maya means three gunas, Sattva, Raja, Tamas, which I as Purusha assume partially under the stimulation of time, what I took at the time, three gunas, made of three gunas. At the time means at the time of necessity, I took the form, shall never more overpower you. I'll never take any other form to disturb your peace or create delusion in your mind. Just see Shukadeva said, 41 verse. What is the time? For
It's 5:32.
oh, it's done, no? Achha, only few verses, I read it and conclude. Shukadeva said, being thus blessed by the Lord Mahavishnu, who has the decorative mark of Srivatsa in his chest, that is the description of Narayana, Rudra, the Shiva, along with his following circumambulated Lord, departed the abode of Narayana. O Bharata, Skyana Bharata, Maharaj, When Shiva reached his abode, and while many rishis hymned his praise, he turned to Bhavani, the Lord Mother Parvati, his consort, who had become as a part of his being, and said to her. So Shiva then talked to Parvati. What she said? He said, did you observe the power of Maya, of the birthless one, the Supreme Lord Narayana? I am the master of all art and arts and free. I am free. I am the master of all art. Yet I was enslaved and infatuated by his Maya. What then will be the condition of ordinary jivas bound by their karmas? On my coming to normal consciousness after 1,000 years of samadhi, you asked me the question on which I had been meditating. Now that one is the primal being, time has no place in him, and Vedic ritualism cannot take one to them. See what is the conclusion? That is the Vedantic conclusion. In the name of Mother Uma asking question to Lord Shiva, Shiva did not respond. Now he is responding. Look at that I, the Lord and birthless and supreme Lord, uh, what then? I being the controller of other things, I was infatuated in this way. What the question of ordinary people in the world? People, that's why Ramakrishna said is all kama kanchan. So this is, the world is infatuated, and that's why to pray, to surrender to God, to overcome the lust and greed. So 44 verse says, on my coming to normal consciousness after thousands of years of samadhi, I was practicing spiritual discipline. I am Shiva. I was merged into higher consciousness for so many years. You asked me, you Parvati asked me the question on whom I had been meditating. Then you are asking me, are you are meditating for thousands of years. So Shiva, what you are meditating upon, I am waiting for you in my life. He said that I didn't say that. Now you know. I was meditating on this primeval being in which time has no place in him. So beyond time, beyond space, beyond causation, the Vedic ritualism cannot take one to him. So I was meditating on that pure consciousness. So I end here because it's a very good place. I can read a little detail later on. Next time we end here. Today's study ending at verse number 44. 8th book, chapter 12, verse 44. And another 2-3 verses that will end this chapter 12. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. So we'll meeting again today evening at 7:30 when we'll be reading the Upanishad, synopsis of the Upanishad, nutshell, at 7:30. Seta Setara Upanishad. Thank you all for joining. Who are online, I do not know. Oh, but it's a lesson. Today's lesson is very good. That their God's Maya is so strong. To overcome that is not so easy. That's why to surrender to, and all the gods and goddesses, even Brahma, even Lord Shiva failed to keep his sanity, and under the story what we read today. So we should pray more, pray more, pray more. Okay, thank you.